Good afternoon, Facebook family. My name is Chef Inderpal. Just like my last video last time, teaching you guys how to cook during this whole COVID-19 situation. Last video I had displayed we were doing baking and pastries, which is one of my favorite fields to do in the culinary arts. This time we're doing the exact same topic. We're going to be doing a lot of baking and pastries as well today. Baking and pastries, extremely easy. A lot of household products that you have in your house. I'm going to be walking you guys through how to make traditional drumroll brownies. Happy 420, by the way. For this recipe, you're going to need 1 stick of butter, or 1 stick of butter melted room temperature. You can traditionally use an 8x8 brownie pan. If you don't have an 8x8, you're more than welcome to use a 9x13. This recipe you can make 1 dozen cupcakes as well. Any type of pan works. Traditionally, always an 8x8. For my recipe, I'll walk you through all my ingredients and what we have going on. We're going to start with 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1 cup of sugar, 1/3 of unsweetened cocoa, half a cup of all-purpose flour, 1/4 cup of baking powder, and 1/4 cup of salt. And this will be my garnish. This is about 1/4 cup of dark chocolate chips. My brownie recipe, I prefer my brownies to be less dense than traditional brownies, I prefer my brownies to be less dense than traditional brownies, but more fuller than a cake style kind of brownie, if that makes sense. So let me get this started and show you guys how we start. So first, before we start anything, we're gonna preheat the oven. The oven is gonna get preheated to 350 degrees. So I'm preheating mine to 325, and the reason being is my oven is a convection oven. A convection oven basically is an oven that has a fan in the middle, and the reason that there's a fan in the middle is it results in even cooking process throughout the entire time that you're cooking a product. Traditionally, regular ovens have a heating element on the bottom and a heating element on the top. With a convection, it's even heat and it goes all the way around. So heat the oven to, like I said, 350. With a convection oven, you can always, with a convection oven, your temperature drops down to 25 degrees less. And like I explained, it's because of the convection and the whole fan theory. While the oven is preheating, we're gonna take the 8x8 baking pan and we're gonna basically spray non-stick oil on it. Take your stick pan, set it aside. In your bowl, you're gonna add 2 eggs. And I do my brownies, like I said in the beginning, I do mine differently. I don't like mine to be as dense, but I don't want that cake-like texture. So what I do is I don't over-mix my product. I actually deconstruct it. So I'll mix my eggs first. Once the eggs have kind of thoroughly mixed, the whites are not being displayed, I'm going to measure out 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. The reason I add the vanilla into the yogurt is because the vanilla extract is an alcohol and the egg is a fat. So with basically the alcohol and the fat mixing together, it binds better and absorbs flavor a lot more. Chef John, you mix the egg yolks for a good 45 seconds. And then once you add the vanilla extract, Chef John, you'll mix that for a good 30 seconds as well. Once your eggs are there and you can kind of see oxygen has been introduced by the air bubbles, you want to add 1 cup of sugar. Cream the sugar and the eggs and the vanilla together. Once this has been creamed, you're going to take one stick of melted butter, not hot at all, and you're going to slowly incorporate this into your mixture. At this time in this process, you're going to add your sifter on top. You're going to sift. You're going to add 1/3 cup of unsweetened cocoa, 1/2 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And the reason we sift everything together, it takes off the lumps, and you don't want to have lumps in your batter or your cake or your brownies. So this basically takes away the lumps, and it basically makes an even, nice, velvety batter. You see how I'm left with only lumps? These lumps, just nicely break them up. Now the most important part for me when it comes to basically making brownie batter is, clean as you go, it's one of my habits, is you don't want to overmix. You want to nicely, gently fold everything in till everything is well incorporated. And that's it. That's it, folks. That's brownie batter. Take a nice brownie batter. You're going to basically put it in your 8x8 well-greased pan. Once your brownie batter has been poured, Chef John, great question. What type of texture are you looking for? You're looking for a nice, smooth, velvety batter, very light and airy in consistency. Once you've poured the batter into your 8x8, you want to take out the air bubbles, and by doing that, you're going to knock it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. You're finished. Now, as an added surprise, this is white chocolate. You can use a lot of white chocolate. If you have leftover white chocolate from Easter, from the bunnies, the white chocolate bunnies, or if you have any other kind of white chocolate, to basically use any type of chocolate, you're gonna put it in basically a glass container such as this, get a skillet, and you're basically just gonna melt the chocolate till it's basically meltable. So I'm gonna be using white chocolate in this one. Take a chopstick, you're gonna take the other end, so you've added your white chocolate, bang it out one more time. My wife loves dark chocolate, so just for my wife, I'm gonna be grating some dark chocolate shavings for her, and that's just gonna be a little garnish on top. Thank you, Chef John. Appreciate it. And there you have it, folks. We're gonna take this brownie batter. 1 minute, sorry. I'm a stickler when it comes to clean as you go. Clean food comes out of a clean kitchen. So there you go, folks. Chef John, great question. Yes, you can add chocolate or caramel to this recipe. You can even add cookie dough. If you add cookie dough at this moment, you can add glazed pecans, walnuts, peanuts, any kind of nut mixture you wanted. If you wanted to add coconuts, you can add coconut as well. This recipe, I just kept it very basic. Just white chocolate, just white chocolate hearts, dark chocolate shavings, and basically traditional brownie batter. This batter I'm going to take now, this entire pan. I'm going to put it inside my preheated oven, and I'm going to cook it for 25 to 30 minutes. After 25 to 30 minutes of it being cooked, I'll take a toothpick from my little guy right here, and I'll insert the toothpick in the middle. If the toothpick comes out clean and nothing is on, after 25 minutes, I know that it's ready. If it still has a wet texture to it, recook it, but check it every 2 to 2.5 minutes. You don't want to overcook this at all. The best result to cook for 25 to 30 minutes is cook it first for 15 minutes, rotate the pan. So if the pan is in this way, rotate the pan another way, and then let it cook again for additional 10 more minutes. The reason you want to rotate the pan is you want even heat distribution. Even if you're using a convection oven where there is air blowing, you still want to rotate your pans to always get your even heat distribution. Other than that, folks, I'm going to cook my brownies off. Hopefully you guys can get a batch going and enjoy while I have it. Thank you. And like I said before, if you guys get any questions, concerns, you see a recipe that you want me to cook, recipe that you want to make, I can definitely help you guys do that. Sure, Chef John, I can go live again in about 25 minutes and show you guys the finished product and how we played it. Shouldn't be a problem at all. I appreciate you guys tuning in, joining in, watching me cook. See you, I guess, back in 25 minutes. Thank you.